I don't know where you are in life right now or where it is you want to go. But if you are a curious soul like me, I know this about you. You are searching for greatness in life. You desire financial freedom. And you ask yourself daily how you can master success in business without wasting years of your life. On this show, we're going to interview all the leading experts and influencers in the fields of marketing, mindset, and sales to expose all the tips and tricks you need to accelerate your business and amplify your success. My name is Reem Kharbat, and this is the Entrepreneur Accelerator. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Entrepreneur Accelerator. This is your host, Reem Kharbat, and I am so excited. It's February, which means a month past of 2020. How fast was that? And I hope that everybody are still energized and doing your best to make this year the best year ever. So in this episode, I'm going to help you in a different way this time. We're not going to talk about marketing and business. We're going to talk about something that you truly, me and myself, that we need to accelerate our business, not just our business, but our life as well. In this episode, I'm super excited to have my friend, Kajal. And can you tell me exactly your last name? Because I don't know how to spell that.
It's Kajal Khurana.
Khurana, okay, because KH, it's like my name, but we say it
Kh.
exactly.
Like
So,
Arabic, yes.
I prefer to call you KK. It's easier, even for our audience, it's easier for them to maybe spell that. So, KK is a health and a wellness coach. She's specializing in helping entrepreneurs reduce stress and increasing their productivity so they can achieve their goals faster, which is amazing. Her methodology creates overall well-being, helping clients feel good about their body and mind by implementing daily transformational changes. Welcome, KK. I'm super happy that we're having this conversation finally after hours and hours of conversation that seemed to be never ending together. You know, guys, we had like maybe 3 hours conversation for the podcast, and it was just amazing. I am super happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Reem, for having me. It's totally my pleasure.
Amazing. Kajal, please, for those who don't know you, can you please tell us a little bit about you, who you are, what are you doing, and what does health and wellness coach mean?
Sure. Um, who am I? This is a question I ask myself every morning when I wake up. So I tell universe to tell me and guide me who am I and why am I here on this earth. So every time I
Wow.
ask this question, I always feel or I get the reply saying that you are a spiritual being having a human journey. You are here to serve others and help others. So, yes. And then apart from that, if you want to know more about my credentials, I am a certified yoga therapist and a Reiki healer and a nutritionist. And responsibility wife. I'm a wife. I'm a mother for 2 girls, and I'm an entrepreneur. What health and wellness coach means is somebody who can hold your hand and be accountable for you to stay not only physically but also mentally and emotionally positive and on track, because it's easy to get distracted and sometimes we find excuses not to take care of ourselves. And
Mm-hmm.
I strongly believe, and from my experience, I think if you have perfect body, thank God, because there are a lot of people who are disabled physically. So the biggest asset one can have is your body. And when you have that, it becomes very important to take care of it even more than your business. Once your body is healthy, your mind is strong, you can take better decisions and you can make more money. But in the race of
Absolutely.
making money, you lose your health, then you end up spending that money in hospital rather than enjoying holidays.
Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Because we see a lot of let's say millionaires or people who look up to as very successful people, but they end up putting all their money in hospitals and in treating their anxiety or maybe the traumas that they get into. So yes, money does not buy you health or
Right,
happiness. And
right,
this is basically what everybody these days are chasing, and because this is what people it's the benchmark that people look at to compare and see how successful you are, but it's not true. And this is the reason why I felt I need you in my show, because we talk about business all day. We as entrepreneurs, we brag that we left the corporate world and that we left the prison of being slaves and building other people's dreams. But then when you get into this race, as you said, you realize that you're putting and you're compromising everything to build something or to build your, let's say, business or your legacy, and you forget about everything else. And sometimes we find ourselves um, burned out and lonely, and we think that, oh, maybe the reason is that we need to know more about this marketing strategy, how to enhance our business, how to fix the sales channels. But we also forget that we are our business. If
absolutely.
we fix ourselves, our business is going to be doing well. So, Kajal, how do you help people or entrepreneurs? You said you're an entrepreneur.
Right.
What are things that you are practicing or doing to make sure that you are maintaining your sanity, running your business at the same time, being a mom, being a dad? How do you do this?
So, well, it's not easy to be very honest, but I think being determined is very important. So, I realized it maybe 10 years back that if I don't take care of my health, nothing around me is going to give me happiness, right?
Mm, mm,
People say success without happiness is failure. But I strongly believe success without health is failure. You
mhm.
can have success and you don't have health, then how can you still be happy?
So true.
So I really do a lot of things, Reem, from the time I wake up in the morning till the time I go to bed. I always keep myself as priority. It's not
Mhm,
it's not about being selfish, but it's about self care. If
mhm,
I'm emotionally, mentally, and physically strong and healthy, healthy means being content, then only I will be able to be present for my kids, not being distracted, not giving them undivided attention like most of the parents, especially parentpreneurs, because they're working from home, they are on their laptops, they have kids around, and when
yeah.
their kids needs attention, they are like, oh, I'm busy, can you just, not disturb me right now? So I make sure that I don't do that. When my kids need me, I'm available for them. When my work is important, I make sure that I take care of my kids. So planning and making sure that I do my daily activities like my yoga. And I also take my kids to park every alternate day. So we
Mm,
run together, we practice exercise there, like, whatever movement, because kids below 13, they need to be very active. Their thyroid gland is not developed yet. So any kind of mobility makes their bones and their joints stronger.
wow.
So thanks to my education that I learned all these things. So I implement all these things for myself first because as a mother, I play a major role. So I lead by example. And multiple times I have noticed that no matter what I tell my kids, it's a bouncer.
Yeah.
They ignore me.
Yeah.
But when I do something, they just follow me.
Mm.
So when I'm practicing yoga at home, or I just sit and listen to a soothing and calming, music, they will come and sit quietly with me. Or if I take a book and read in front of them, they will bring their books out and start reading. Oh, mama is
Mm.
reading, let's do it. So it's like monkey see, monkey do business. So
Yes.
I strongly believe in leading by example. My mom always told me, practice what you preach. And that
Mm-hmm.
stuck so badly with me. So I have practiced and implemented so many things in my life. That's how it's easy for me to teach others.
Wow. Listen, just from what you said in the couple of minutes that just what you mentioned, I have like 1,000 questions for you. I really don't
Go
know
ahead.
from where to start. Seriously, like we have to have sessions, seriously, like every week to
Right.
help entrepreneurs wake up and implement, because this is really, really important. Being, oh, you mentioned a lot of things, seriously, that I even resonate with, because I have my 4-year-old daughter, and it hurts sometimes when you focus so much into what you're doing and in your business, and you feel that as an entrepreneur, as you said, as a parentpreneur, you might be ignoring the needs of your children. But before jumping into that, because this is a whole new topic or a different topic that maybe I will allocate a full episode to talk about, as an entrepreneur, how to deal with your children.
Parentpreneur. Yeah, yes.
Definitely. Maybe
We
we'll
can.
have another. Yes. But now let's talk about how we can help entrepreneurs um, in achieving their goals and in having um, productive day. For example, I'll tell you one of the examples that I go through. Um, uh, and we talked about it before earlier, which is the sleeping patterns.
Right.
Because we're entrepreneurs, it's not like when you're having a day job, a 9 to 5 job, you know that you have to sleep at this hour because you have to be in the office at 7 and then you'll go back at 5. So there are some advantages of being an employee. And when you are an entrepreneur, you you lose the sense of time, you lose the sense
Yeah.
of place, and everything just overlaps. So
Yeah.
sometimes you keep working because it's like a marathon. You keep working and you neglect your body and you forget to sleep. And I want to know how important is sleeping well, how important it is in helping you achieving your success.
So, Reem, when I talk about body and mind and how entrepreneurs can help themselves, there is no one size fit all. That's my observation in last 10 years with my clients. And when I look at people's body and their lifestyle and their habits and their cultures and their likes and dislikes, so you can't compare A with B, right?
Hmm.
A lot of
Hmm.
people, especially fitness and food industry, is selling it. Do this, you'll become healthy. Eat this, you will lose weight. Join 8 days program, you will lose 10 kgs. All this is rubbish. It's become very commercial. And I don't mind saying this openly because I'm coming from experience and I have seen people's body and their lifestyle. So, in my experience and from my educational background, there is no one size fit all.
Hmm.
So, yes, we all need to do basic things like we need food for our body because it gives us energy. If
Hmm.
you don't eat food, after a few days, you're going to, feel shaky and you're going to go to hospital. So some people say not eating is good. That's not true. Eating right, on time,
Hmm.
and chewing well. So it's not
Okay.
only about eating food, intermittent fasting, vegan diet, and all these things. You can do whatever diet you want. But what is the time you're eating, how much quantity you're eating, what you're eating, and how you're eating.
Okay.
So that's a different subject altogether. So food is equally important, but you need to eat healthy. Like you need to have fruits and vegetables. So eat food which are more water based, because our body is 70% of water. Our
Like what?
cells have
Like what? For example, watermelons, the cucumbers. So it's plant-based
everything,
thing.
all the vegetables have
Yeah.
water. Even when in Indian food, when we make rice or we make lentils, we soak rice and lentils minimum 2 hours in water.
Oh,
We
wow.
wash it and soak it. So Indian traditional
Mm,
cooking has very scientific approach. So when you
mm,
soak it in water, your body absorbs all the nutrients better,
mm-hmm.
because our body's constitution is 70%. So there are different things. So eating right, eating more healthy food like fruits and nuts and vegetables, not like processed and packaged food.
Definitely,
Anything
yes.
which goes through factories and is in Tetra Pak is unhealthy for your body. People
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, the Tetra Pak says there's no sugar and there's no preservative. So I tell them, okay, this is a pack of orange juice. Why don't we make orange juice at home and keep it
Mm,
in the fridge for just 1 day
yeah.
and let's taste it? Everyone knows that orange juice goes sour or bitter just in 30 minutes. So, how can
Yeah.
you trust the Tetra Pak which says fresh, no sugar, no preservatives? You know?
Mm,
So,
mm,
that's what I say. Eating healthy, being mindful is one very important thing. Eating small portions, even if you want, you can stick to 2 meals every day. You don't have to eat 5 meals every day. So, that's one important thing. Second important thing is mobility. So, as an entrepreneur, we are sitting most of the time. We are slouching. All our internal organs are being compressed. There is lack of blood flow and oxygen. This leads to problems like cardiovascular disorders, anxiety, indigestion, diabetes. So, if you really want to avoid all these things, you need to learn to stand up. Every 1 minute of sitting, you should walk 3 minutes.
mm.
And even
Wow.
when you're
Yeah.
sitting, you have to check your posture. Your chest need to be up, your shoulder need to be back and down, your spine needs to be neutral. So you're not even having back pain. That's second thing, mobility throughout the day. You can go to the gym for an hour, and then after that 10 hours you're sitting and you're slouching. It will
Yes.
not help. I mean, your gym exercise or activity will give you very little, but it is not going to help you. So you need to be mindful of being mobile. Our bodies are supposed to be moving. Before the chair was invented, people were not sitting. They were always
Yeah.
walking or standing. But yes, overstanding is also not healthy for your knees and your ankles if you're overweight. So you need to have a right balance of sitting and standing.
Mm.
Second thing. Third thing is very important is your sleep. People say, oh, I sleep only 4 hours and it's enough for me. Honestly, there are very, very few people, like exceptions are always there in almost every field, but 4 hours of sleep is not enough.
Oh, wow.
Is definitely not enough. And of course, I will also emphasize it's not about the number of hours, it's also about the quality of
Quality.
hours, quality sleep. You can
How do you
sleep for
ensure
8 hours.
quality? How do you ensure quality of sleep?
So
Like,
when you wake up in the morning, you feel fresh and energized. That means you
yeah.
really had a good sleep. So
Yeah.
sometimes you can sleep for 6 hours and feel really fresh. Like when you open your eyes, you should be able to come out of your bed, not feel
Mm,
lethargic or
mm,
wanting to be in the bed for another 15 minutes or half an hour. That's how our ancestors used to do. And the
mm-hmm.
best hours to sleep is between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. There is scientific reason behind it because our body needs to rest and rejuvenate. All the organs in our body repairs at night when we are sleeping.
Wow.
There are some fluids in our brain which are released only when we are asleep. So if you're not sleeping, your brain is not getting enough time to remove the dead cells and rejuvenate. So when you overdo it, you are leading towards unhealthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of all. It's a combination of food, being active, and sleep.
Um, Seriously, it's unbelievable. I love this. But I'm thinking about the last part, which when you were talking about sleeping, and especially as entrepreneurs, again, we tend to feel that we're in a marathon and that the more we're awake, we can, you know, achieve and have more things done because we want 48 hours a day, not just 24 hours. It's not enough. So and having, like, I'm thinking about it, you were saying that the best time is between 10 and 6,
Yeah.
which I've never done personally in my life. So the question is, how can we start gradually implementing these steps? I know that including routines or inserting routines, new routines in your life can be difficult. And I know
Right.
that implementing or taking baby steps towards this is going to be great. But again, like, how do you recommend this to your clients, and especially burned out
Right.
entrepreneurs? How can you convince them that this is really important? Because I'm sure that 90% are neglecting this part. Only the
Right.
successful who have been, like, they know the importance of this one, you can see that they have achieved way better than the others. So how
Right.
can you um what is your tip to helping starting entrepreneurs, let's say, people who are in this race? How can
Right.
we help them taking baby steps? Like, is there like
Yes.
small steps that they can start implementing to see some changes in their routine, including the eating, sleeping, and being mindful, um, and mobile, and everything that they're doing during their day?
Right. For sure. So, Reem, you said something very interesting that everybody wants to make money and they think by staying awake, they will be able to fulfill more, right? What my experience has been is, for sure, making money is good and everybody wants to make money. That's awesome. We all want financial freedom and we want to go on holidays with our families and provide best to our families. But I think when you sleep better, you will be able to make more money, right?
Hmm.
So, for example, now you're staying awake till 2 a.m. and you're trying to do a lot of things. You want to finish certain projects and meet deadlines, but your body is so tired and your brain is not functional, and yet you're forcing yourself, and that becomes a habit. And then your productivity goes down. Next morning, when you wake up, you're not feeling good, you're feeling lethargic, but you're still forcing yourself to work. What if you sleep well and wake up at 4 a.m. and start working? Because
Mm,
then your mind is fresh, you take better decisions, and then you will go ahead of other people.
mm,
And now what happens, like before we went on air, you were saying you are so used to sleeping at 2 a.m. and it's so difficult, it's a struggle for you to shift to 10. Of course, even if you try to, your body is going to react.
yeah.
So it's a big jump from 2 a.m. to 10 p.m. is a big jump. So what I always tell my clients, never try to do any kind of changes, jump into it like from step 1 to step 10. Imagine you are going to climb up a staircase. What will you do? Will
Mm,
you jump from 1 to 10?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Definitely not. So, what is your current lifestyle right now? Write me down on a piece of paper. What time you wake up? What time you eat? What are the activities you do? What time you go to bed? How much time you spend with your family? What are the events which make you more anxious and curious and stressed out? So I do a little exercise with them first to understand their routine and their lifestyle. And I tell them to write this down for at least 3 days. So they have to write 2 weekdays
mm-hmm.
and one weekend to see what they are doing
Oh.
different during the
Mm-hmm.
weekday and weekends. Once I get that, I don't change much of what they are doing already. Because if I do that, they are going to fail. And I know
Oh.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want them to fail. I want them to stick to their plan. So what we do, like you mentioned, baby stuff. If you're sleeping at 2 a.m. now, your cells also have memory. So your cells know that time. And when you go to bed at 2 a.m., you fall asleep without any struggle. But now suddenly from 2, you go to bed at 10, you will be so so
Mm,
restless. And your
mm,
mind will be like very active, thinking about work. You will not be able to sleep. You will try that for 1 week or maximum 10 days, and you will give up. And then you will go out and say, you know what? I tried, but this
yeah,
doesn't work for me.
that's true. That's true.
Of course, it will not work for you. So, for example, if you sleep at 2, this is your current pattern. For another 1 or 2 months, just bring it back to half an hour or maximum 1 hour, I would say.
Mm,
Start sleeping at 1:30 or 1 a.m. from tonight. And
okay.
then 12 midnight. And then move to 11. So current situation all across the globe, whether you're entrepreneur or not, like you mentioned, corporates have a fixed time, but trust me, corporates also carry their work home these days. They have
Mm,
calls, they have meetings, they are sleeping with their phones, their laptops, so nobody sleeps before midnight. Very
you're
few
right.
people, I would say. So I would say bring your time to at least 11 p.m. sleeping time,
Mm,
slowly and gradually over a period of 6 months to 9 months to 1 year.
wow.
Don't jump from 2 a.m. to 10 p.m. Your body will react, your mind will react, your cells will react, you will give up. It's a
I,
process, it's a
I,
business. Our
I
body and
noticed.
mind.
I agree. I totally agree. I even noticed this when we start exercising, for example, if we want
Yes,
to lose weight. Um, and sometimes you immediately start with doing high intensity workouts. And
yes,
when you jump into something that is very intense, you feel so exhausted. As you said, maybe your body will be reacting to the big change that is happening, and you will give up maybe after a week or so because you're so tired. You feel that you're not also seeing results in that time, and you feel that you are putting too much effort without having results, so you give up. It happened to me as well. But when you start exercising um, moderately 3 times a week,
yes,
taking things slowly and gradually but consistently, you will have results, but it takes longer time. But yet you will also develop the habit, and you will
right.
develop the routine, and you feel the importance of doing this. But maybe you will not see the immediate results, but at the same time you will not feel so bad not seeing immediate results, because you're not putting the very high intense workout that you know uh that you put. It's like investing too much money in one thing and you do not feel the value of it. But
Right.
when I don't know if it's the same thing, but this is how I felt, is like taking baby steps in
Yes.
everything towards a change will sustain, or will create a better impact and long-term results. And for sure, I totally agree with you. I really feel that we always neglect all these aspects in our health, our sleep, our diet, and we just focus on things that later on we'll regret that we did not um,
Invest in
invest
ourselves.
invest in ourselves. Exactly. So um, I totally agree. I love this. Kajal, what are, let's say, what are things that you have seen from your working with your clients? What are major, or let's say common mistakes that people do, and how can they avoid it in general when it comes to their health and wellness?
Right. So I'm very glad you asked that question, Reem. It's very, very important that people should understand. Like you said, we expect fast results. So most of my clients want to see fast results. It's not because of them, but also I would say media is contributing to it,
True.
because people are saying you can achieve this in 8 days, 10 days, 15 days. So
Mm,
I tell my clients, do not, if you're determined and you're consistent, you can see the results, but don't expect it within 1 or 2 weeks or even for 3 months.
mm.
Really. If you really want to see it in 3 months, then you have to change everything. Are you ready for it?
Everything.
It's going to be very shaky and there will be turbulence, but you don't have time for that. So I tell my clients that most of them pay gym membership, but they don't go, right? So, like a lot of people want to, they pay money, they are wasting their money, but they don't have time. So imagine if you don't have time to go to gym where you're already paying membership, then how do you want to see results in 3 months or
Hmm.
3 weeks or 6 weeks?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
consistency is important, and I always tell people, please try to adapt things which are sustainable, which
Mm-hmm.
you can sustain in your lifestyle. Don't copy what others are doing. If Zumba fits you, you're young, you go for Zumba. But if you're 40 plus and you're going to break your knees, don't go for Zumba classes just because all your friends are doing it. So,
Mm-hmm.
sir, what is good for you, not necessarily good for everyone else. So adapt things which are sustainable, which you can do for the rest of your life, and you will be happy doing it, which will
Mm.
make you feel happy. That's one very important thing. So biggest mistake people do are they expect too much too fast, and then they do things which are not sustainable, right?
Yes.
So I tell them lifestyle change is like a sport. If you want to go and you have never played tennis in your life, for example, you have never played tennis in your life, and then you go for tennis classes, what will your coach teach you? First
Hmm.
few lessons, he will only give you the ball and the racket and tell you to hit it to the wall. And then you will say, no, I want to play the match,
Yes, that's right. I agree.
right? So
I
that's the
agree.
lifestyle. You want to start, but you want to reach or expect the results too fast. It's a sport. You have to start from scratch, especially if you have never done anything. You have to start with one thing at a time. Don't start everything. Fix your sleep first if you are comfortable fixing your sleep, or fix your mobility first, or fix your food first. Pick one.
Mm.
Once you have mastered that, move to the second one. Once you have mastered that, move to the third one. And over a period of 1 year, you will see you have become a new you. And that's
Wow.
where I come in. I help you take small steps so you don't give up. I can be your accountability partner. I design a program based on your lifestyle. I'm not going to sell you what I have created or what I've learned from my other clients. Everybody's
Mm.
needs are different. So it's good. I mean, of course, we all have, and we know it, right? Everyone knows.
Yes,
Everybody knows that drinking and driving is dangerous. But how many of us follow it?
that's
So,
true.
so our health is like that. We all know we need to stay healthy physically, emotionally, mentally, but how many of us are taking action to do something about it? That's the biggest
This
question we should ask.
applies to everything in life. Absolutely
Yes,
love this. Because seriously, like we all know what is right and what we're supposed to be doing. We know that we have to sleep well, we know we have to eat well, and we know that we have to at least exercise or just move. Okay, but we simply don't do it. We don't take action to do it. So, what I want to ask in this regards, which is promise, I promise. I know I let you speak a lot today, so so this is go, and I know that
that's
you're
okay.
traveling tomorrow. You're traveling tomorrow. I just want to tell my audience that Kajal is going to be having her own podcast, which is
Yes.
I'm super excited for, because now I will even have the chance to listen to more of what she's saying and learn more from her directly. So, when is your podcast going to be launched? Because we're February now, and I hope that our episode is going to be launched by the time your podcast is up, so that my listeners will be having the chance to listen to yours. What's the name of your podcast, and when is it expected to be launched, Kejo?
Okay, so my podcast name is BE, Bonfire Entrepreneurs. And why I
Be
chose that name, B is
be
because
bonfire.
you have to be to become. You
Mm-hmm.
have to be a student to become a teacher.
All right. All right.
So
Interesting.
wherever you want to reach, you have to first be. You have to be pregnant to become a mother. So
Interesting. Interesting.
everything starts with be. So that's where I chose this name. How can you be a successful entrepreneur to enjoy the bonfire with your family?
Wow.
That's where the
Wow.
escaping burnouts comes into the play. That's the reason behind that name. And I'm hopefully launching by 19th of February if everything goes well, inshallah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
And
Inshallah, guys. This is a word that you have to learn. It's an Arabic word, which means by God's willing.
yeah.
Um, you know what? You made this. You bring this up, and I think I have to make this a trend. You guys have to teach me one slang word in your language, and I will teach you one Arabic word. That makes that's interesting. Thank you so
Reem,
much. So
I know a lot of Arabic words, by the way.
really?
Habibi,
Okay.
kifal hal.
Oh wow. This is advanced casual. This is really advanced. أنا كويس حبيبي كيفك أنتِ؟
Zain.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, okay. We have to make this a new segment. I love this. So, we're expecting the Be Bonfire Entrepreneur podcast to be launched in February on February 19th. So
19th, hopefully, yes.
hopefully, and I expect that it's going to be amazing, and I really cannot wait to listen to it and to learn more uh, about this, because seriously we need this, we need a reminder about
Oh.
this. And again, I know you need to go pack and travel, so have a safe trip, enjoy the wedding,
Thank you.
enjoy the party, enjoy life.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being here. I truly enjoyed it. I really hope you guys have enjoyed KK as much as I uh, enjoy talking to her. And again, seriously, it was amazing. Thank you for
Thank you so
everything.
much. Thank
And
you,
if
Reem.
people want to know more about you, where can they find you? Do you have a website or something?
Yes, I have a website. They can find me on bodymindsolution.com. They can
Mhm.
write to me, contact me from there. I'm also on Facebook. My Facebook ID is like Khurana.Kajal, I think. And I'm active on Facebook and my website. And Dream, can I say something before we sign off? Because
Sure.
it's coming to my head. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day,
All right, right.
right? So the whole world celebrates Valentine's Day, and it's a symbol of love and significance of love, and people share love. So I really tell people almost every year, it's not only about 14th of February celebrating love. You should celebrate it almost every single day. And my version of Valentine's Day is well in time. Take care of your health
Valentine.
well in
Mm,
time. So you can stay
wow.
happy always, earn all the money you want, and escape burnout.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. I love you, girl. Thank you. And hope to
Uh,
talk to you soon again in this show. Guys, I'm super excited. You have to
Thank
listen
you
to
for
this.
having me, Reem. Thank you. It was totally my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks for listening. If you liked today's episode, would you please take a minute to rate and review my show? That would mean the world to me. And let me know if you have any questions in mind or something that you're struggling with, so I can cover in future episodes. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out. Let's accelerate your success together. And remember, success is not an accident, success is a choice. See you next time.